Welcome back, my dear students. How was the quiz? It was pretty easy, isn't it? You just breezed through. Good. I'm glad. So I want you to understand, okay, the concept of unknown, how to identify the unknown, okay? Now in this sub-lesson, we're going to talk about algebraic terms. Now what is algebraic terms? Now algebraic terms, I'll give you an example, okay? Let's say, for example, if I put 3x, now this is called terms, all right? Now you have a coefficient. Now this is called coefficient, okay? It's spelled C-O-E-F-F-I-C-I-E-N-T, and that's coefficient. And this is the unknown, or which is also can be called variable, okay? Variable. Now be careful. They both are same, all right? They both are same, unknown or variable, okay? So we assign a letter to it, so that way we don't know what it is. So 3x. Now this is a term, okay? Let's say, for example, if I write another one, let's say 4y. Now that's another term. Now look at the difference between 3x and 4y. Now both as a coefficient, okay? Now if I would have put m. Now there is a coefficient on this one too, but we don't show it. It's 1. 1, you don't show it. So yeah, you just express as a m. So this is a normal to write it. So keep in mind, it's not 0. It's 1. 1m. But you don't show that 1. 1 visual. Okay? You keep it invisible. Alright? So if it's anything other than 1, you have to put like 4 or 3 or 2 or 5. Now what about 0m? 0m is 0. Okay, so that you don't express 0m. There's no such thing as 0m. Okay, if it's a 0m, it's just 0. That's nothing. All right, so you don't have to express anything. Just leave it blank. It's nothing. All right, so in other words, 0m, it's just empty. There's nothing there. All right. There is no, okay, so keep in mind 0m. You don't express anything with 0m, okay? You express 1m as a m. Anything with a coefficient other than a 1, you have to write down the numbers, the coefficient. You have to express that. Now let's talk about the unknowns, all right? So in this case, let's say, for example, if I have 4y. Now in this case, this is one unknown. If I were to have 4xy, now that is two unknown. I don't know what is x, I don't know what is y. So keep in mind, this is one unknown, okay? One unknown, okay? Or one with a one variable, okay? So one unknown. And this one is two unknown, okay? So this one has two unknown. Two unknowns, alright? So keep in mind. So this is one unknown and this has two unknown. But we will be concentrating mostly with one unknowns, alright? Now, let's say, for example, if I have 3/5y. Is this a algebraic term? Yes, it is, okay? 3/5 is just a fraction. It's still a coefficient, still a number. See that? And the y is the unknown, okay? So if I were to give you 0.72, let's say t, so still this is a term, all right? And this is a number, okay? And this is the unknown. This is the coefficient. So this is the coefficient and this is the term, okay? Now let's talk about same equal term and, right? So, okay, now let's talk about like term and unlike term, okay? Let's say, for example, if I have 3x and then I have a 4x, even though the coefficients are different, but the terms are alike. These are like terms. I can combine this, okay? Because they both are like terms. Very important. They have to be like. In other words, only the variable, the unknown has to be identical, all right? X, it cannot be, okay? Cannot be with this. These are not like terms. They are not. All right, this is unlike terms because this one is x squared, this one is a power on the top, this one doesn't. So this is not like terms. If this is 3x and 4x, yes, these are like terms. All right. Now usually, in this case, Mr. Mac kind of put this. So usually the x, they will put it this way. All right. Okay, that way you can differentiate between the times with the x. All right. Okay, so you know, if they use the word, if they use the unknown as x, okay, so keep in mind. Now let's say, for example, if I have a 45y and a 100y, are these like terms? Yes, they're like terms. Doesn't matter. The coefficients are different. This one is a 45 and this one is a 100. But still, they are like terms, alright? They're not unlike. They're like terms. Unlike terms would be if I were to have 5y and then if I have 6z. Okay? Or 5r and then 5t. These are unlike. Doesn't matter. The coefficients are same. But the unknown are not same. See that? The unknowns are not same. That's the key. Not the coefficient. Okay, the coefficient doesn't make the decision whether these two terms are like or unlike. Okay, so keep in mind, very important to understand. In order to know whether they are like terms or unlike terms, it's the unknown that makes a decision, not the coefficient. Okay, so in this case, x, these both are like terms. 3 and 4, that's a coefficient, doesn't matter. Alright, in this case the unknown y and z are not same. That means this is unlike terms, doesn't matter. Even though the coefficients are same, doesn't matter. The coefficient doesn't make the decision. It's this, the unknown r and t are not same, so these are not, they're unlike terms, they're not like terms. Alright, okay, good. So make sure you understand that. Okay, so good. So the key is, I want you to understand what is term. Okay, the term, the algebraic term expression. Alright, so this is a one unknown, and if you have a x and y, that's a two unknown. So remember that. Okay, good. Alright, let me erase the board. Let's do more. Okay, and I'll be back with you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, let's recap what we learned about algebraic terms. Alright, so let's say for example, if I were to have 6m. Now the 6 is what you call the 6 coefficient. Very good, coefficient. Okay, C-O-E-F-F-I-C-I-E-N-T, coefficient. Alright, okay, make sure you know the spelling. And then what is this one is called? Unknown, also can be called variable. Okay, unknown. Alright, unknown. Also we can call that as a variable. Okay, so the commonly used in your book will be unknown, and the variable will be used to books that if when you go to college level, you know, they will be start using the word variable. But I just want you to understand the both terms. Okay, unknown and variable. Okay, good. Now this is a one unknown because m. Now make sure you understand that 6m and 6m squared are not same. This is one unknown. This is not a one unknown. Okay, remember that's very important to understand that they're not same. Okay, so because this one has only one on the top but you don't show it. Okay, this one has a 2, so it makes a difference there. Alright, so this is a 2 unknown, this is a 1 unknown. Alright, now if let's say for example, if I have a 7, let's say m and n. Now this one has 2 unknown because it's a m and this one is an n, so it's got 2 unknowns. Alright, so it's very important. Okay, and still the 7 is still the coefficient. Now keep in mind, if it's like this, 7 plus m, 7 is not a coefficient. Okay, because 7 is by itself. The coefficient is when the number is right next to the unknown, like this right there. See that? That is what coefficient. Not when it's 6 plus m. This is not a coefficient. Alright? It's not a coefficient. The coefficient is 1. 1 right there. You don't see it. Okay? 1. In other words, you don't have to write it. I shouldn't say you don't see it, but you don't write it. You just write it as m. But you know, if I ask you what is the coefficient for m, it's 1. What is the coefficient for that term? It's 1. 1 is the coefficient, but you don't show it. Okay? But anything other than 1, yes, you have to express that out. Okay? 2, 3, 4, and so forth. Alright? In this case, 7, it's not a coefficient. Why? 7 is by itself. It's not combined with it. See, there's a difference between 7m and 7 plus m. See that? It's a huge difference. Alright? Don't mix it up. Okay? This is a coefficient, but this is not. This is called constant. Because why? 7 by itself. It's called constant. Okay? In this case, the 7 is with m and it gets its own name. It's called coefficient. Okay? Coefficient. Okay? Coefficient. Alright, so make sure you remember that, the same word, spelling right there. This one right there, coefficient, okay? And this is the unknown or variable, okay? So in this case, 7 is a constant, okay? So in other words, 7 plus m, this is a constant, okay? Constant, because constant means what? Like the word, the English word that literally says what? Constant. It's constant. Constant. That means nothing changes. Exactly. That's what it is. The number 7 is exactly 7. It doesn't change. Am I right? Is it going to be 8? Is it going to be 9? Is it going to be, No, it's 7. 7 means 7. That's why we call that constant. Alright? And the m is the unknown or variable. It could be anything. It can be any number. It can be assigned to m. Alright? And what's the coefficient? It's right there. And what is it? Good job. It's 1. But you don't show it. Okay? Good. Okay. So you understand that part. Now let's talk about the like terms and unlike terms. I want you to understand the like terms has the unknowns same unknowns. All right. So that means if I would have, let's say if I would have 6m and 10m. Now these are like terms. Why is that? See, the coefficient doesn't matter. It's the variable. The unknown is the one that matters. They both are same. See, m. Very important. That called like terms. Alright? Okay? Because the unknowns are what? Same. They're identical. Okay? Now, unlike terms. So this is going to be like terms. Okay? Let's put like terms. Now, unlike terms. Let's see if we take 6m and 10n. Now this is unlike terms. Why? See the m and n. Doesn't matter. Even if I have a 6m and 6n, they're still not like terms. The coefficient doesn't matter. It's the unknown is the one that makes the decision whether it's a like terms or unlike terms. In this case, they're not same. M and n is two different unknown has been assigned. See that? So in this case, they both are same. If I say m is 5, this one is 5, that one also 5. If I say m is 5, n I don't know. See that? I know m is 5, but I don't know what is n. That's why they are unlike terms. Very important, very powerful. Because in the next sub lesson, this is going to come handy, okay? I want to make sure you understand the word like terms and unlike terms. Alright? Okay, good. Okay, that should prepare you for hands-on practice. Let's see what Pablo's doing. Oh, he's a hard worker, isn't he? He's busy putting some hands-on practice. Pablo is awesome. He always works hard. He works hard because he knows you deserve the best. Why? Because you are the best. And that's why you belong to score a math victory. And here you are, studying hard, working hard. And here with Mr. Mac. And that's how Mr. Mac always want to bring the best for you. Because you deserve the best. And remember, it's coming from the best. Alright? Okay, my dear. So give me a few seconds. We'll call Pablo out. Okay? I'll see you in a few seconds. Alright, my dear students, are you ready for some hands-on practice? Good. Let's call Pablo out. Alright, let's call him out. You want to call him? I'll call him. Pablo! You two, call out. Pablo! Alright, here he is. Come on over, Pablo. Come on over. Bring the worksheet with you. Our dear students are ready for some hands-on practice, alright? They're so excited, and so is Mr. Mac, and so is Pablo, and he's going to hand over the worksheet to you. And have fun with it, okay? Now make sure pause the video, and once you're done, invite Mr. Mac, and I'll be here waiting for you. Okay, good. Whoa, Pablo! Good. It's really challenging all of you. Like you just said earlier, I dare you, because he's daring you to do good. Alright? That's how he wants it. He wants you the best for you. Just like as much as Mr. Mac wants the best for you, Pablo too. Alright? Okay, let's look at the first problem. Okay, the first one say, identify the algebraic terms with one unknown, okay? So we're going to identify, we're given a list of them, okay? Let's write down the list, okay? We got 7s, 4.5u, and then 6ab, and then negative 3 over 7r, and then negative 0.8 v squared. Alright? Okay, so all these are terms, alright? Algebraic terms. Now, but they want us to identify, Pablo wants us to identify only the one unknown, alright? Look like this, see that right there? This is one unknown, only s, alright? So this is one of them. 4.5u, that's only one unknown right there, see that? So this is one of them. Now look at this one. I got two unknowns, a and b. So this is not one unknown, alright? Now what about this one? Negative 3 over 7r. Doesn't matter, this is a coefficient. This should not concern you. This is what you want to look for. The r, the unknown, the variable. R in this case only one, okay? So this is one unknown, alright? Now what about this one? Negative 0.8 v squared. This is not one unknown, v squared, okay? That's a v times v is v squared, so it's a two unknown. So we don't, this is not one unknown. So the only one unknown are this, this, and this. These are the only three that one unknown. You got it? Good job. I know you got it. Alright, I know you'll get it. Okay, good. Alright, let's look problem number 2. Write the coefficient of each of the following terms. Now remember the word what it says? Coefficient, okay? So let's look. So that's problem 2a. So the a, they give you 12b. Now what's the coefficient? Is it b? No, it's the 12. That's the coefficient. B is the unknown, okay? So 12 is the coefficient. So we just put 12 is the coefficient, alright? And then for b, we got 1.6r. So what's the coefficient in this one? 6 point. Oh, what's the so what's the coefficient on this one? So what's the coefficient on this one? 1.6, okay? So 1.6, so 1.6 is the coefficient, r is the unknown, okay? So let's look at C. C got negative 4t. So what's the coefficient in here? Negative 4, very good. Remember, negative 4 is the coefficient, okay? Not 4, negative 4. Make sure you include the negative, alright? Very important, negative 4 is the coefficient. Alright, okay, so now let's look at D. Now D, you got negative 10 over 17m. So what's the coefficient? Negative 10 over 17, the whole thing right there. Okay, what's next to m? The whole thing. Alright, okay, so keep in mind, this is the coefficient. So the coefficient is negative 10 over 17. Don't let the number scare you. Just a number, okay? If it's a negative number, that's the coefficient. The positive number, that's the coefficient. See that? So it doesn't matter if it's a negative or positive. It's still the coefficient, okay? Alright, good. So now you understand that one. Okay, let's look number 3. True or false? 4a, okay? So number 3. A, so you got 4a and 4b. 4a and 4b, okay, are like terms. True or false? 4a and 4b are like terms. What is it? So, do we decide by the coefficient or by the unknown? So, which one do we decide? Very good, it's by the unknown. They're not same. A and B, they have two different terms, so they're not like terms. All right. So this one says, then they're not like terms. In other words, they're unlike terms. In this case, they said 4A and 4B are like terms. That means it's false. All right, false. They're not like terms. In this case, they said like terms. All right. Okay. B, negative. So B, they give a negative 17 over 25 and 1725m and 19m are unlike terms. Alright, are they unlike terms? No, false. Okay, they are like terms because m and m you decide by the unknown. They both are the same unknown, so they are like terms. Again, this is false because the question says, says they are unlike terms. They made a statement saying they both are unlike terms, which is false. Alright, now let's look at C. Now C are given negative 5u and negative 5v. So negative 5u and negative 5v are unlike terms. Are they unlike terms? So let's look at the unknown. Are they unlike? They are unlike. See that? Just like the word says, unlike. Okay, kind of like this way. 5 apples, 5 oranges. See that? U and V. Apples and oranges. Are they like? No, they're unlike. So see that way, when you see two different variables, it's like apple and orange. They're not identical. If they're same variables, M and M, it's apple and apple. They are like. But only the numbers, number 5 apples, 4 apples. Doesn't matter, they're still apples. See that? Okay? So the coefficient doesn't matter. It's just the variable. Okay? 5 apples and 10 apples. Still they're apples. The same family. The same apples, groups. Okay? So that's what it is. So this is true. Okay? So this is true. Because the C says negative 5u and negative 5v are unlike terms. Okay, even though the coefficients are same, doesn't make the decision. Is the unknown is the one make the decision. Okay, D, 3 over 4t and 0.25t are like terms. Like. So what do you look for? The unknowns, t and t. They are like. They are same. So they got to be like. Doesn't matter about the coefficient. Okay, this one has a fraction, this one has a decimal. It's still the coefficient. It's still a number. The thing that decides is the unknown, which is t and t. Apple and apple. This is apple, this is apple. That means the same. Same group. See that? So they are like terms. Alright? So that means true. Okay? So this is true because it does says like terms. Alright? D. Alright, so let's look number 4. So let's look number 4. Number 4 says write one like term for the following. One right like term. So in other words, I given 4a, I gave you 7w. So give me one more like terms to that. So it would be what? Anything. So it could be 8w. See that? Or it can be fancy. You can say negative 3 over 7w. See that? Okay, you can be really fancy if you want to. Okay, as long the variables, the unknowns are same. They are like terms. Alright? Okay, so let's look at D. I mean B. B is negative 8 over 9 V. Now don't worry about this negative 8 over 9. It's the V is the one you want to look at. Okay, you want like terms. Okay, just put a V and put any numbers to it. 2. There you go. See that? That's a like terms. Alright? This is the one just to intimidate you. But nothing can intimidate Mr. Max student. Why? Mr. Max student are the best. Because they belong to Score A Math Victory. Nothing can intimidate Mr. Max student. Alright? Okay. Okay, good. So that's the like terms. Alright? Now let's look at question number 5. Now 5 also said, this time they said, write one unlike term for the following. Okay? So unlike term. So A, you're given negative 4g. So now unlike terms, all you gotta do is, you can even put negative 4v. There you go. Doesn't matter. As long the unknowns are different. That makes it unlike. Alright? So, or you can really be fancy and you say, no, I don't want to follow the same number. You say negative 17 over 27v or something different variable or w. Okay? So it can be anything as long as it's not g. Okay? So that makes it unlike term. Alright? So for B, so you're given 2 over 5k. Okay? So you want to give another unlike term, you can just put down 0.5u. 0.5u, or you can even say 9x, okay, 7 or 1000 z or z. You see what I'm saying? You can do anything as long what? The unknowns are not same. And that makes it unlike terms. Okay, that's the key. So the thing is, understanding on this is understanding the key thing. The like terms, unlike terms. Alright? What are the key thing is? The key thing is the unknowns for the like terms has to be same. For unlike terms, the unknown has to be different. Kind of like apple and apple for the like terms. Apple and orange for the unlike terms. Alright? Okay, my dear students. I know you understood all this very well. The terms coefficients, unknown, or in other words variable, the like terms, unlike terms, and things like that. Okay, good. That should prepare you for your quiz. Okay, with this hands-on practice should really help you with your quiz. Alright, my dear students, go have fun with the quiz and be a champion. And I know you are a champion. You always will be champion because you belong to Score A Math Victory. When you belong to Score A Math Victory, you are always a champion. Because why? You are learning from the best and you're getting the best. And Mr. Mac is here to bring the best for you, because you are the best. Alright, my dear student.